Hey, what's up guys? We're back again with the best Giant Skeleton deck in Clash Royale. After the balance changes, Giant Skeleton received some of the biggest buffs. He now has 7% more HP, so he can get up close and personal on those towers in more situations. And he attacks 7% faster, allowing him to break through all those cheap distraction cards a bit quicker. After those lucky number 7 buffs, I feel like Giant Skeleton is in a perfect spot in Clash Royale. It's time to dig your Giant Skeleton out of the shadows and finally level him up. My Giant Skeleton right now is sitting at level 13, so let's fix that. EGW, the Mega Knight player that finished 61 in the world last season, just climbed up to the top 50 in the world with this Giant Skeleton deck. And I can see why he's playing it. First off, Giant Skeleton gets tickled by all the Earthquake decks in the meta. And it's a ton of fun to use a card that hasn't been played in a while like Giant Skeleton, and cloning it up with Mirror, giving your opponents a surprise that will eventually end in their demise. So let's go jump straight some games with the new best Giant Skeleton deck and assert dominance. And a huge thanks to everyone that's using creator code SirTag to support the channel. So getting into this one, I haven't played Giant Skeleton in what feels like at least a year, so this is going to be new for me. Haven't seen this splashy boy squishing and squashing towers near as enough as I need to be. Also, Canacart staying alive, he fireballs. You know, this might be our moment. Already, at the very start of the game, this might be our moment. I'm going to go and push my Giant Skeleton a little bit closer with that clone, and if I can get 2 of them to connect to the tower, I've already won. Is this how the game works?
Help me! We're in trouble! I'm in trouble!
You just use your Giant Skeleton and your clone. Your opponent has arrows, and they arrow on top of the other side to finish off the skeletons from the skeleton barrel, and then they have nothing for the clone. You turn units that shouldn't be log bait into log bait. This is absurd. Yeah, no, I've already won this one. I've got Tornado, I've got Zappies, I've got great defenses. There's no way this guy breaks through.
A few moments later.
And that game was actually just way too easy. Giant Skeleton is surprisingly strong. Hey, so we got a game against the General. High skilled. How high skilled is your deck, bro? Because I feel like mine is at the bottom of the barrel. If you were to look at the definition of like toxicity or no skill, it'd just be a picture of this deck plastered everywhere. I might be able to go in for a cannon card in the back, but whenever we see Princess, there's a high chance that this guy's going to go for a rocket. So I am always going to be inclined to go in for a big, beefy Giant Skeleton boy because he's not going to get rocketed by our opponent. Wow, so he's going to be running the Prince variation. So usually when we see Prince plus Princess, that means that our opponent will be running log bait, but they will not end up having the variation with the building. I haven't seen Prince variations with buildings ever, so we're going to clone this up if I get the opportunity. 2 Giant Skeletons for double the value and the Skeleton Barrel connecting to the tower. Look at the damage, guys. That is ridiculous.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Oh my goodness. I already took the tower. High skilled. He knows. He just feels it. He felt it was about to happen to him. The high octane games of just spamming skeletons everywhere is now evolved to the next level. Giant Skeleton is our new king. But yeah, this guy tried his absolute hardest with log bait. I don't even have a small spell to eliminate the Goblin Barrel, but it didn't matter, guys. If I'm able to take 2 towers against log bait without losing a single one, it just shows how broken this deck is. And after that juicy W, now we're 5,500 in the world. All right, so jumping into this one against Jose, we're gonna see what's up. You guys already know when we got Giant Skeleton, we want to make the counter pushes out here. We do not want to be quick to let him know what our deck is. I could maybe cycle Zappies in the back because there's a lot of different decks with Zappies. But if I cycle my Giant Skeleton or the Skeleton Barrel, like he's going to know exactly what he's playing against, and I can't do that. So I'll go for Cannon Cart in the same side as the Witch. It might be a Giant Graveyard deck, which would be pretty bad for me. If he's going to end up having like arrows and Snowball when you're running Clone, that is not what you want to see. Oh my gosh, are you going to go in with a Lumberjack like that? Are you crazy? Are you a wild child? I am here for it, my dude. You're not going to get a single hit on my tower, and we can activate King Tower. Oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. Oh, wait. It was completely calculated. It was completely calculated, guys. No damage zone. Look at that.
Why did you wake me up?
It's a beautiful sight to see. It wasn't the way that I wanted to do it, but we activated King Tower with the Mirror Tornado. That was pretty useful. I'm not going to lie. The utility of Tornado when it's mirrored is just unrivaled. People don't think that you're going to be able to activate King Tower. They're like, oh, his best answer is out of cycle. And yeah, if I didn't have Tornado there, I think I would have taken like at least 2,000 damage because that was a raged up Hog Rider on my tower, and my units do not do enough damage there. So yeah, that would have been traumatic. Good to have that vibes. Glad to have that situation. Maybe I can go in for like a cannon card here in the middle. Snipe his Giant Skeleton. Oh, is he running the same deck as me?
Round 1, fight!
Are you serious? Are you running like a Giant Skeleton clone with Hog Rider? Like, I don't know. I wonder. I gotta wonder this. Okay. So that Death Bomb is going to be able to explode, but it's not going to give him much value. Oh, I stand corrected. It is able to kill the cannon card. I thought that the cannon card was going to retain the cannon form, so then it wouldn't, you know, lose its second form to the Giant Skeleton Bomb, but that was unfortunate. I can go in for Skeleton Barrels on both sides. I think that's going to be our best bet. First off, he's going to get poised and defend the left-hand side because that was the first skeleton barrel he saw. Oh, no. Wow, most people defend the one that they see first, but I guess this guy operates a little bit differently. He's taking a ton of damage from the zappies. We're vibing here. We still haven't showcased the fact that we end up having Tornado plus Clone. He knows that we have Tornado, but he doesn't know that we have Clone yet, so I'm here for it. I'm able to go in for Tornado back just to pull back the Hog Rider and minimize any damage that he would get with the Skeleton Army. It's not the end of the world because that's only one Hog Rider hit.
Why you bullying me?
I'll take that. You know, we're still up a lot on the left-hand side and on the right. Maybe I can go for a Giant Skeleton in the back. I can't wait to use Mirror Clone. Like, that's what I'm here for. We showcase the fact that Mirror Tornado is really good, but Mirror Clone is where it's at. When our opponent uses the first Tornado, then we can get back to another one and vibe. Okay, I think he's just going to continue to spam into me, which isn't that big of a concern because I've got Tornado, so don't think that that's going to be a huge issue as long as he doesn't get a Giant Skeleton Bomb to kill everything. All right, we're cool. We're cool. We're cool. He used Tornado on offense as well, so what I'm thinking is I go for Giant Skeleton here, and then I Skeleton Barrel on the other side, wait for him to zap, and then basically going for the best clone of my life. I'm going to make sure that he misses the zap now. Miss the zap, miss the zap. Oh, yes, look at that. So, for the most part, people not hit the zap perfectly if you're able to use that clone timing. Right as it's about to pop on the tower, they're going to get ready to go in for their zap or their log or whatever spell they want to drop. And then, if you hit that timing, they're not able to use the spell because the Skeleton Barrel's clone messes up the timing. So, it's just really important to do that. Time and time again, we will show you guys that interaction. You know what? I might be able to snipe the witch here. Burn the witch! Burn the witch! Come on, Candy Card. Don't make me look like a fool. Don't make me look like a fool out here. Okay, Lumberjack's going to get pulled. Beautiful. I might be able to get a juicy clone with the Skeleton Barrel here, too. So, I'm going to go in for double Skeleton Barrels and then clone it all up because I don't think the Zap is able to hit a Congo line of Skeleton Barrels. That's just too much stuff, bro. That's way too many skeletons. Spooky, spooky skeletons swarming you and ending in a much amount of delight for me and huge amount of fright for you. GG, well played, and peace out. Such a fun game. Definitely was not expecting this deck to be that good, but, you know, against Hog Rider, you've got two ways of activating King Tower. And the Congo line of skeletons at the end was so spooky. Awesome win. Now we're 4,600. All right, let's keep it up. The games with Giant Skeleton today have been really fun. I can't believe how much more HP and how much faster he attacks now. It's a really ridiculous change that I think it's going to take some time to get used to. Giant Skeleton was one of the most trash cards in existence, rivaling Barbutt to the point that if you played it, everyone would laugh at you and be like, are you trying to lose the game? Now Giant Skeleton with Clone actually slaps. The fact that you can take towers in one push, or if you play against more difficult matchups, maybe you're going to have to build up a bigger push and then, you know, overwhelm and double or triple elixir. You've got a lot of versatility with the deck too, so I like it. I'm going to go for a Cannon Card here, and I'm going to be able to shut down the Valkyrie. If the Valkyrie's dead and then he has to go in for a rocket.
Damn, boy, he's sick.
Staying alive.
Oh, wow. I'm not used to Giant Skeleton surviving rockets there, but I guess after the HP buff, you know, everything's changing. The worlds are different. I'm going to go for a Cannon Card. If he goes Hog Rider to the other side, I can easily activate King Tower with the Tornado, but without Rocket, I wonder if he's going to have a proper defense for this. Looks like better for me to go in for a clone if I can. Then I can get the second Cannon Card a little bit earlier. Usually you would want to wait, but wow, that worked out so well. Are you kidding me? The Cannon Card locks on the tower too. Oh my gosh. That's the only cloned card in Clash Royale that takes 2 hits to finish off, right? Or no, maybe like guards or Royal Recruits. I have never cloned those cards before in my life, so I don't know, but it feels like that's the only cloned card in Clash Royale that, you know, is extremely aggressive and forces out more stuff from your opponent. I think it's better for me to Tornado this back so then I can guarantee that the Giant Skeleton locks onto that a bit faster. Maybe I overcommitted. I think I did. I think that the Bomber and the Giant Skeleton were going to pop off in time. But if the Giant Skeleton locks on a tower, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? Oh, that is a joke. I'm loving this joke, though. This is the worst prank that this man has ever experienced. He's playing Archer Queen, feeling like he's running the most OP card in the game. And now he's like, wait, you're running a card that is extinct? You're running a card that isn't even a champion, and you're stunting on my Archer Queen out here. This is not how life is supposed to be, but bro, I'm sorry, man. We're going to steal your clan, and we're going to become the real Divine Assassin with the sneaky Giant Skeleton bomb. All right, I'm ready to give him a surprise. Let's go for that Giant Skeleton, and then follow up with the Mirror Giant Skeleton on the other side. Hello! Yes! Level 16 bomb, baby! This is beautiful. Oh my gosh, he went invisible with Archer Queen. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know how bad this is for him, because the Giant Skeleton on the other side with a Skeleton Barrel and then the clone, this is going to be a traumatic experience. I'm here for it, though. I'm here for it. Let's go, baby. This has to be one of the best decks I've seen in a long time. Like, this is ridiculous. The guy just rage quit. He doesn't want to play the game anymore. He just maybe double tap, swipe up, and uninstalled the game, had log and tornado, and then just got 3 crown. That's ridiculous. At the very end, he was trying to stop himself getting 3 crowns, and he'd be like, I'm playing for my pride out here. You only get 1 tower. I don't even want to win the game, but I mean, he wasn't even able to stop that with log and tornado. And that's why we have Cannon Cart in the deck, because it's one of the most spell-resistant cards in Clash Royale, even when you got clone. And after that super easy win, now we're 3,900. Hey, so on to the next one, Sunset Ravens. Dude, you're going to be in basking in the sunset. You're going to be in basking in the sunlight. And then we're going to have an immeasurable amount of delight on your tower with the giant skeleton, unleashing the surprise that you never wanted to see. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to be hesitant of cycling cards. I do not want to make the first play in this type of matchup. If we're playing against Mr. Royal Delivery, Royal Hogs, Earthquake player, we're going to wait for him to make the first play, and then when we're at an elixir advantage where I feel comfortable, I'll giant skeleton or cannon cart in the back, build up a big push, and then win the game, hopefully, right? That's what we're going for. Whenever we play against Royal Delivery Archer Queen, it's never going to be the easiest matchup in Overlice, but as we saw last time, like, I guess it didn't matter when their opponent had Expo and Archer Queen. Archer Queen felt really bad there, so maybe we're able to pop off. Wow, he just lost his Archer Queen. That's ridiculous. Oh, the one thing I don't like about this is I can't get the giant skeleton in front of the cannon cart because my cannon cart, my other one, was blocking it. It is what it is. Maybe he's going to go for Royal Delivery early. Oh, yeah. That's beautiful. Oh, my gosh. Is he going to have an answer to this? I don't think he's got an answer to this, guys. We got the moves. We're pushing everything. That is hilarious. The skeletons are swarming him. The second giant skeleton bomb exploded on the Archer Queen. He just says, good game. He doesn't want to play anymore. Is this how this deck's going to work today? No matter who we play against, no matter how high in trophies, they just lose. They just get crippled. They get destroyed. They get destroyed to the point that they don't want to play the game. I guess Giant Skeleton's to blame because the cloned up Giant Skeleton gets finished off really quickly, so then it can explode immediately on top of your opponent's stuff. It's like the old Night Witch. The old Night Witch, you would want it to die, or I guess Lumberjack clone plus Golem. You would always want your cloned up Lumberjack to die, so then you could get a raged up push. And I think that's the same thing with this Giant Skeleton deck. If you clone up a Giant Skeleton, you always want that cloned one to die, so then it kills all the units that your opponent has. And then because your Giant Skeleton now has more HP than it had before, you're able to keep it alive longer and get more value out of it. So then your push will never die, right? Also, he's having to Earthquake. He's having to drop a lot of stuff here. He's going to fight for his heart and his soul, but I mean, it's not going to work, right? I've got Tornado, so if he goes in for a Hog Red or Rail Hogs, we pull it back. If he's got Rail Hogs, well, I've got Bomber.
Thousands of tears later.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to 3-crown this guy because he spent all of his elixir on defense the entire time, but we took a tower in a split second at the start, and we just carried on that victory till the very end. It's insane, the destructive firepower that you have with Giant Skeleton. At the tips of your fingers, all you gotta do is unleash the clone, and then your opponent's towers are destroyed. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more daily content, and have an awesome rest of your day.